Out there that need a game plan, I'm going to give you the game plan to win. Until you change, nothing going to.
The game plan to win. Until you change, nothing will change. What's poppin'? I'm Claude Perry. This is the Monday Mastermind call. The call is meant to give you the necessary tools, the information, the sauce to having a better mental health, physical health, business health, all that. And it starts with you getting on this call. So last week it was a great call. We went directly into a lot of sales training for a particular niche or field. But I find myself teaching on three major things, because this is what I know. There's a lot of information out there, and a lot of it I'm sure is very helpful, but this is the one thing where you can afford not to know the information. You can't afford not to apply the information, why it is important, why your future hinges on personal development. Now, this is not just watching a couple YouTube videos every now and then, getting motivated, running a mile, lifting weights, trying to burn some fat. It's not just about that. Now, that can motivate you, but the root of motivation is motive, right? So I think folks that are trying to lose weight, folks that are trying to scale their business, they know, what is my motive behind this video? What is my motive behind this training? So I'm not here to rile you guys up. I'm not here to sell you anything, but I am going to sell you this. If I sell anything, your income, your bank account will not outgrow your personal development. I'm gonna say it again. Your income will never outgrow your personal development. Now, you might see a jump. Every now and then you might have a good sale, a good week, a good month, a good momentum, you're right? But long term, it always balances out. You have to make sure you are refined, you are on your P's and Q's, you have habits that maintain discipline. You have structures in your life that keep you in the flow of things. You are prepared for the winter. You are prepared for the summer, because you are reinforcing your life with personal development. Now, this is a live call, right? This is a live Zoom. So, not live Zoom, excuse me, long day. This is a live YouTube video. So it's very, very important that you guys know, I can't wrap this any more sexier than what it is. Personal development. If you don't get a habit of working on yourself, your business will not matter. I have hired, recruited, how you want to say it, in the last 4 years, probably 2,000 people in my life. Now, probably 850 to my current company, my current team. But I've probably prospected, recruited, had conversations that were fruitful with probably 2,000 or 3,000 people, easily, if not more. And I can tell you the difference between people that make excuses for the difference between people that make excuses for where they are at in life, and the difference between those who have complete ownership. Usually it's personal development. Usually the person that's blaming someone else, their last company, their boss, no one's giving them a shot, poor old them. They don't really engage, or they don't tell me that they engage in habits to help them have a better perspective on things. So they're always objective, right? That's one of the keys in communicating with somebody who is used to examining themselves and taking inventory of their life. How objective are they? Now, I'm not saying they're a pushover. I'm not saying they can't make a decision, but I'm saying the person that usually is super negative, super cynical, Glass always have full, always have empty. It's always something with them. Everybody knows somebody that always has something complaining out their mouth. For one, I personally am not a fan of folks that way. I personally try to avoid them at any cost. But if someone is a habitual complainer, if you were to have a hidden camera right in their bedroom at nighttime, chances are they're not going to sleep with affirmations. They're not going to sleep to scriptural words. They're not going to sleep to a gratitude list. They're not going to sleep to a life script. So if they're not engaging in these things at night before they go to sleep, if they're not engaging in a very specific set of habits at night before they go to sleep, chances are they're just getting blown. They're getting blown by the wind any direction the wind and the wind slash life will have them go in. Now, I know what you're thinking. Claude, this is me. I don't necessarily, engage in all those things at nighttime, but I definitely feel that the wind sometime blows me any direction it wants to go. Here's the good news. You're finding this out right now, and you are above ground. See, a tree, I got tons of trees in my backyard. A tree can be nothing but a tree. A dog can be nothing but a dog. But you, my friend, we can develop into anything we want. Now, here's the challenge. It will be challenging. It will be difficult. Now, I got some good news for you. Whether you're 25, 35, or 45, when you're in your 60s, when you're in your 70s, it's very hard to change into being a different kind of person than you have created the last 30 or 50 years. So, you in your 30s, your mid-20s, this is the ideal time for you to start chasing the best version of yourself. If you don't, what you're gonna find is that you squander opportunities left and right. They say when the student is ready, the opportunity will show itself. When the student is ready, the opportunity will show itself. You guys, I got folks daily that I talk to that are looking at potentially partnering with my company. And they're asking me questions like it got started yesterday. Like, oh, so if I sell, I make money. If I do this, why I do that? I'm like, bro, it's already been happening for a long time. So we're not doubtful that the opportunity will work. I will be more concerned on your availability and if you're going to work. So don't be doubtful that life will work out. Don't be doubtful that opportunities will pan out. Be more curious on your availability, your why, and what are you going to burn up first to give you a path forward. Because you can have all the plans. You can be a professional planner. A planner reminds me of someone who has a bunch of degrees, right? A bunch of degrees, right? Degrees, right? They got all the degrees, but no activity. You got all this plan, but no activity. So you have to have a plan. I agree, plans are good. But don't forget to add activity, right? So when you're looking at personal development, your night, today is Monday, your Monday evening will dictate your Tuesday morning. If you have a shitty Monday evening where you don't engage in necessary tasks to prepare you for the next day, you can have a problem preparing for the next day. These are very simple laws. Like if I drop this pin, we have no question it's gonna fall. Not if, not and, not but. That's a law of gravity. And I can promise you, if you do not engage in a specific set of habits throughout your life, you won't be organized. And if you're not organized, if you're not organized, it can be harder to hold on and to capture momentum. You need momentum to push forward. Momentum will have you and me looking better, looking more qualified than we really are, which is a good thing. You need momentum in business. So you need to have a set of habits, a set of rituals daily. So your nighttime tonight, whether that's be ending it in gratitude, ending it in journaling, ending it with writing down top 10 things you must do for the next day, whatever these things might be. If you get up Tuesday, if you get up Wednesday, if you get up Thursday, if you get up on offense, if you get up having clear direction on the way you are going, it's easier to get stuff done. If you get up and start planning, it's a repeated cycle. Right now, I know what you're thinking. Claude, I got so much to do. Put at least 3 things on your list and execute those 3 things, and then leave room for more. So tonight, can you commit to that? I can. I can. Can you? Can you commit to writing down 3 to 5 things you must do for tomorrow? Right? So you have to take it seriously. You have to really be serious about having more. And if you do enough research, you will see there is no way, there is no other way to have more without becoming more, right? You cannot have more without becoming more. Say it again. It is impossible for you to have more without inherently becoming more. The faster you change, the faster things will change in your advantage. The longer you take to change, well, the longer it's going to take for things to change in your advantage. So when you change, situations change. You can't change people, you can change yourself, right? You can change the reflection people see in you. That's going to dictate them to being a better version of themselves. I struggled with that for the longest, where I was trying to constantly change people, motivate people, say the right thing, help them help themselves. No. Had it all confused, had it all mixed up, right? People have to be ready. So we can't make a good person to work with. Have to find good people, right? So you have to take this seriously. You taking it seriously meaning you getting laser serious. And the first thing you must do is take inventory of your life. What things are you good at? What things can use some work? What things do you dread doing? What things do you constantly drop the ball on? What things do you procrastinate on? Y'all, I'm a big fan of the list. It's not that deep, but to write down a quick list. What am I strong at? What am I weak at? Where do I keep falling short? What do I keep showing up at? If there are 3 things about me, if there are 3 things about me that I could change, what would they be? Now, I know there's gonna be someone out there in internet land. Well, I'm perfect. I'm just the way I want to be. Fine. Outside of you, every other person, get very comfortable with judging yourself, but not condemning yourself. I say judge being completely honest with yourself. I'm not saying judge in a way to where you have to have a conclusion on making yourself a permanent anything, right? But you have to be fair and honest with yourself from where you at this exact second. That might be, I'm here, I'm there, I procrastinate, I get up late, I watch too many movies, drink too much, smoke too much, too many cigarettes, too much weed, too much alcohol, too much sex, too much movies. There for sure. I'm not guessing. There for sure things that you do too much of that only a couple people know what they are. Now, you have to be an adult and ask yourself the golden question. Do those things serve you in being the best version of yourself? Hey, do what you want to do, right? I'm telling you, you have to ask yourself that question. Does an excess of that serve me Now, I'm not gonna, motivate you guys to take your cigarettes and rip them up and take your vape pen and smack it on the wall. I'm not saying do none of that. I'm telling you the first step is getting serious, wanting change, and taking inventory of your life. This is where we're at now. We are taking inventory of our life. We're taking note of what serves me and we're taking note of what serves me and taking note of what does not serve me. Now, here's the good news. You might say, shit, I love smoking weed. I can't go without it. So let me try not smoke for 2 days. Let me try and quit not smoking until 5 p.m. Not having that shot until 8 p.m. Well, Claude, that's bad. Well, yeah, that's not ideal for your health every single day, drinking, smoking, right? But if you have a habit and you're trying to get out of the rut, you might have to quit in stages, right? You have to get a small win, get a small dunk on a little court, right? Dunk on a small court, then the big court, right? But you have to take inventory of your life, of your habits, and figure out which one is killing me in my productivity, which one is helping me in my productivity. When so-and-so comes to my house, I get a lot of work done. When so-and-so calls my phone, I feel drained. That's taking inventory, right? So you have to have more data, right? Here's what I know. When I first, and I can't say it wasn't fun for me, because what I was fixing to say was, when I listened to some content years ago that was motivational and it was meant to help me kind of get out of my own head in a negative way, it wasn't that fun for me. It was boring. But actually, I'm lying. It was fun for me. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching Jim Rome. I enjoyed watching Les Brown. I enjoyed binging 4 to 5 hours of Jim Rome a day, because to me it became like gospel. It became like music. It became like, wow, these thoughts make sense. I don't think that way. If I thought that way, I probably would see better results for myself. I was honest with myself. I wasn't I got it all figured out. I was broken and I needed to be fixed. And hearing Les Brown, Jim Rome, guys like that, Zig Ziglar, it just got me thinking in a positive way. Now, thinking in a positive way was not the end all be all. I had to take action. But if you have the belief that, oh, let me find the new coolest motivational influencer, she's hot, he's cool, he's buff, she's not, he has a Ferrari, he has a penthouse, I would encourage you to not make that your barometer for watching their content. I would start with Jim Rome. I will start with a simple Jim Rome audio on personal development, on leadership. I will start just getting used to hearing the flow of good ideas. I would take notes. I would rewrite my notes at nighttime. I would rewrite my notes in the morning time. I would write 3 to 4 ideas that I learned in the audio that I'm going to implement today throughout my day. So what did that look like? It looks like this. Nighttime, watch a 10-minute video. Wow, that's cool. Notes. In the morning time, watch the same video. Wow, that's cool. More notes. As I look at my notes, okay, that stood out to me, and I know I suck at that. Let me focus on doing that throughout the day. Today I'm gonna focus just on being positive. Today I'm gonna focus just on having a good handshake. Today I'm gonna focus on smiling, not frowning. Today, what I'm gonna focus on when I get frustrated, I'm gonna do a 10-second pause and breathe before I respond. E plus O equals R. Event plus response equals outcome. E plus R equals O. Event plus the way you respond equals the outcome. Not how they respond, how you respond. See, but when you are refined, when you're engaging in personal development throughout your day. Thinking becomes a habit. We all think, but what kind of thoughts do you have? Are you more cynical thoughts, more violent thoughts, more frustrated thoughts, more I can't get over my own self thoughts? That is not how you would tell someone if you had a child and you might be a parent and your son or your daughter said, "Mommy, Daddy, how to get wealthy, how to have a good life." You wouldn't tell them be cynical. You wouldn't tell them be negative. You wouldn't tell them always complain. You wouldn't tell them that. But I get it. You have done it for 20 or 30 years. So you have to engage heavily into personal development in the morning, in the evening, throughout your day. But really in the morning and really at nighttime. You really have to train yourself, right? So don't think it's going to be sexy. It's not going to be fancy videos, 10, 6K, 4K. It might be boring. It might be a black and white video, but he's talking some real stuff, and you should be taking inventory of your life. You should be writing notes to yourself as you listen, right? Habits is what we're going for. The goal is to get a new set of habits, because you have habits: brushing your teeth, showering, brushing your hair, getting a haircut, getting your hair done, getting your nails done. You for sure have habits. Now you have to have a new set of habits that are going to be building, right? Building this better version of yourself, because the one, yourself right here, you're not, I mean, you know yourself more than me. I don't think you're bad. I don't think you're broken. I think you are just on time for where God wants you to be. But I do know this: He wants you higher. He wants you to really be the best version of yourself. So you can't get the best version of yourself. You cannot get the best version of yourself thinking and sounding like the old version of yourself. So at nighttime, what I constantly write down and I read it back to myself, my life script for being the best version of myself. I'm gonna say it again. I write down, then I record it, explaining how I'm the best version of myself, and I play that. I play that just about every night in the morning. I play that just about every night as I sleep. That's called a life script, right? But I have to be clear what I want, clear on who I am, clear on who I'm not. Wait, I'm not that, but I want to be that. Let me write that down. Let me read it. Let me record it. Let me sleep. Let me play at nighttime while I sleep. These are very simple things that you can do. You have to be serious. You have to give it time to become a new habit, right? Discipline leads to freedom. The discipline of making your bed, discipline of watching videos every morning, discipline of watching videos every night, disciplines in your diet. Disciplines go a long way. Without discipline, everyone will perish. But with discipline, you have freedom, right? Look at it this way. The narrative is this: when you become a student of personal development, this is not like, so just be very clear, this training should encourage you to be more like, oh wow, I should do this, I should do that. But by no means is this training meant to motivate you. No, I'm trying to convince you that you have to be a student of the game. You have to watch YouTube videos until your face turn blue. Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins, Les Brown. You have to really become committed to the process of being your own teacher, being your own seeker, right? When you seek, you'll find it on YouTube, you'll find it in books, but you have to seek. So if I can sell you anything, I'm trying to sell you on seeking more, seeking more, seeking more. Not just taking what someone gives you, not just taking what your boss gives you, not just taking what your upline gives you, not just taking what your company gives you. I want you to be serious about searching, about looking, because you know, if you search, you'll find, but you have to spend time searching, right? Look at it this way. Like, how many times have you been on an airplane, right? And now, again, do what you want to do. This is not me being picking at nobody. If you want to watch movies on the airplane, have at it. You want to watch the games on your phone, have at it. But I would take every opportunity of no internet or wire or no technology as an opportunity to work on being the best version of yourself, right? So there's reading a book, right, or downloading Audible book, same thing, versus watching a movie, right? You can watch a movie or read a book. Oh man, well, a book is not as fun as a movie. We already established it's not going to be sexy. Because a movie is sexy, that's the trick. You have to know right away, hey, I'm finna go on my flight. There's a book and there's a movie. What should I do? The book seems boring. Well, means I should do it. Because the movie seems sexier, means you shouldn't do it. You have to commit that kind of uncomfort. Initially, what will happen is you will raise your waterline where it becomes the new normal for you. We're reading Audible books, journaling, taking notes. These things become second nature to you, to where you're almost uncomfortable if you don't do them. Right? Recapping on your notes. If you went to a seminar or a company convention on the airplane and you came back, you're on the airplane. You either have notes, you probably have notes you wrote down. You could either watch a game on your phone or play a game on your phone, or you could spend time recapping your notes. I'm a big fan of recapping my notes because one, my handwriting is not that neat. So when I'm in note mode, I'm just going. But I would like to recap my notes in a grammatically correct format to where they're clear as well as legible, so I can share with my family, share with my students, share with my family, share with my team. I have to be able to rewrite the notes though, right? So notes, man, seems boring. I want to relax and play a game. Oh, let me get uncomfortable. For 30 minutes. I'm not saying you have to not play a game or watch a movie at all, but why not eat your veggies first? Why not give yourself a small task to do? Do the task. Mentally, I said, I can do this. I did this. I'm stronger. You got yourself that win because you need those small wins. A lot of you aren't motivated because that bar is so high. That bar is so high. You have to damn near walk on water first before you're satisfied. So you never feel satisfied. How about you make a small victory? Hey, let me get up at 8 a.m. today and do 5 push-ups. Let me read 5 pages today, 3 pages today. Well, let me read 1 page of the book today. Well, that's not enough. Okay, do the 1 page first. Get that small victory, right? You have to lower that bar just a little bit. Now, don't stay there long term, but there's nothing wrong with lowering that bar so you get that win, right? So, in closing up, this is what I know. Heard this years ago from Jim Rome. He said, when the student is ready, when the student is ready, the opportunity will show itself. There are tons of opportunities that are out there that you probably would kill it at. Right now, you're not ready. So I'm not telling you to be comfortable with your job or comfortable with your income. I'm telling you get aggressive. I'm telling you get ready. I'm telling you stay dangerous. I'm telling you stay on the lookout for good information, for good people, for good concepts, for good businesses. Be looking sharp. Sorry. Be looking sharp mentally, looking sharp physically. So when you have the opportunity to make that call, make the connection, get that business card, have that network, you are ready. You have to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. I'm going to say it again. You got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. You can't tell yourself, well, once I get a good job, I'm going to start reading more. Once I get a good job, I'm going to start spending more time working on myself. My sister, my brother, you won't get the job if you're not sharper. Right now, you're not sharp enough, and you have no time to waste. Don't fall for the trap of thinking I'm only 21, I'm only 19, I'm only 22, I have time. You have no time. You have to use all you have right now, because it might be the last time you have the chance to do it. Not that you're going to pass away, but opportunities have a short shelf life. You have to use all you have right now to get all you can right now, to be the best version of yourself. So stay dangerous, stay on the hunt, stay looking for good information, stay looking for good people. Be ready, spend your time with better habits, better rituals. Take inventory of your life, write down what's working, write down what's not working, and teach somebody else, because the last step to this is by teaching somebody else. The more people you help get what you want, you'll get what you need. So in closing, you guys, this training wasn't fancy. It was strictly about you and why it is imperative for you to start understanding why it is very important for you to go on a hunt now to be the best version of yourself. So I'm Claude Perry. Until next time, let's get it. Peace out.